All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, March 18th, set today by Yank. Let's see what Yank has for us. Oh, well, I did notice the top part of the screen looked a little bit different. I don't remember seeing the PDF version or these horizontal lines either. And yeah, I don't think it highlighted in yellow before, so it looks like they've done a bit of a redesign. Let's see if that helps or hinders me. Stripped of crown, old king put back in king's birthplace. Now, it could be a king's birthplace. Is that where King Charles, are we expected to know where he was born? Oh, or could it be Martin Luther King Jr.? Was he born in Atlanta? Or it could be stripped of crown. Oh, maybe like beheaded. Yeah, I don't get that. Oh, it's a nice grid again. They've been giving us some nice ones recently with all of the words around the outer perimeter. Green tea brewed for Joan of Arc when executed. Oh, well, green tea has 8 letters, so I presume brewed is telling us to anagram those letters. What is Joan of Arc when executed? Oh, well, she was burned at the stake as the flames rose to her Roman nose and her Walkman started to melt. Yeah, I don't see an anagram of green tea. There's a lot of likely endings, A-T-E, A-G-E. Yeah, I should get that, but I don't see it. Where Rick played softly, bit of solid gold. I presume it is going to be a bit of solid gold. Um, Something ore, or what else could a bit of solid gold be? And what's where Rick played softly? Where Rick asked Sam to play, where Rick played, and then softly would be a P at the end, I think. Now it's proving a little trickier today from Yank. Removing cap, splash in mud where odd fellows gather. I immediately suspect we have to lift and separate odd fellows, which might be the odd letters of fellows. F-L-O-S. Removing cap also sounds like wordplay. Removing the first letter. No. This one doesn't go quite all the way, but foregoing competition, saving time, leaving no evidence. I think leaving no evidence. I'm immediately thinking without a trace. Yeah, so if you forgo competition, maybe you go without a race. Oh yeah, look at the, sorry, I'm distracted here. The letters are bigger inside. I actually like that, and I hope you watching at home, I don't know if you watch on a phone or a computer or on the television, but hopefully that makes it a little easier to see. Blue, rotten apricot or salmon. Yeah, I don't get that. Actually, let's go and try 4 across. Women covering courts to show sports logos. Well, I was confused because the women I thought might be W, which we have in second location, but the women covers courts, and I immediately think of woos for courts, and the women are she's, and we get swooshes, Nike swooshes. All right, now our blue. Blue, of course, can either mean sad or it can mean risque. Rotten apricot or salmon. Yeah, I'm wondering if rotten could be anagramming apricot, but that's 7 letters, then blue would only be 2. Doesn't seem right. Or salmon. No. Odists dance at church. I presume an odist is somebody who writes odes. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. But I am thinking it's going to be the name of a person who wrote odes. I'm guessing it's maybe going to be a Roman poet. Dance, I think, will be probably 4 letters, and then at church will be CE or C E, yeah, CH or CE. I'm thinking Horace, but then how is dance HORA? And was Horace a poet? Yeah, not sure about that. How about Cleo's killer beheaded on this spot in field? Well, Cleopatra, we all know, was killed by an asp. We all know that from Carry On Cleo. So if that asp is beheaded, it becomes SP. On this spot would be here, and a field, I suppose, of expertise could be a sphere. All right. Horny beast seen in much of owled sod. All right, a day late for that one. Horny beast, I'm thinking devil or a satyr, but seen in much of. I mean, that makes it sound like it's a hidden clue, but I can't see any. Oh, of course, it could be an animal with a horn too. In much of owled sod. No, I don't get that. Proposes, factions come before Yanks holiday in report. All right, so I think in report suggests a homophone. Yes, I think proposes is going to be the definition, and factions proposes, I think maybe puts forth. Yeah, because yeah, no, actually, I was mixing up factions and fractions. I was thinking of fourth. Sounds like 1/4, 1/4. Come before Yank's holiday. So Yank referring to himself. My. Oh, but it could be Yank is. So I'm. Or Yank has. I've. I do like puts forth. But yeah, I don't see how factions would be puts. No. Positive. Oh, is that O at the end going to be right? Positive on location of closing parenthesis. Wow. Oh, well, a positive number would be above 0 on location of. Oh, well, sure enough, I'm just checking on my keyboard. Above the 0 is the right parenthesis. So I think that is it. Oh, that's a very clever one. I like that. All right, let's see if this C is right. It arrives after November and it's 13.5 inches tall. Oh, well, it arrives after November. I think it would be December. But then, and it is, what's this 13.5 inches tall? Yeah, maybe tall is the definition. Yeah, I'm not sure I like the D in second position of that second part of six down. I mean, it could be, but I think it's not likely to have D as the second letter of a word. All right. Worry, former partner with messy separation. Well, former partner or something similar to that is often X. I'm thinking that's a good start to a word. And we need another 10 letters, and separation has 10 letters. So I think we're going to anagram separation, and it's going to mean worry. Let me pause and sip my water and think about that. Well, I think it's not much of an anagram of separation. I think it might be exasperation. I'm not sure that's exactly the same as worry, but maybe close enough. Interest expressed by two sailors at sea, shelled fair. Is the definition interest? Are shelled fair some kind of, certainly suggesting some kind of seafood. Now, two sailors, a sailor could be an AB, able-bodied, or it could be a tar, just because I see that T. But of course, that C could also be an anagram indicator. Yeah, and I'm wondering if shelled fair maybe is telling us to remove the outer letters of fair, and we end with AR. Let's see, 12 letters. Yeah, so actually two sailors is 10 letters plus the AR. I'm going to try, oh yeah, definitely the buttons look different, don't they? Slightly. So let me try the anagram helper. Ooh, that's even a little bit different. Um, oh, I think I have to click in here now. Two sailors AR. All right, just taking me a little bit. Oh, hold on. Did I miscount? Why is it putting the W in the middle? Maybe I am miscounting. 12, 5 and 7 is 12. We have 3 and 7, so I should be okay. Maybe I mistyped. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. Oh, because I've one R in the outer ring and then one in the inside. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's. Unless perhaps it's trying to more echo. I know when I write on a piece of paper, I put all the letters in a jumble, and maybe it's trying to be more like that. Anyway, uh, interest. Is that going to be interest in a, I don't know, financial way? Or to take an interest in something? No, and I'm not even sure of that AR at the end, so let's get rid of that. All right, Coolidge. Now, is that going to be Calvin escapes catastrophe for peace? Oh, no, there's also the actress Jennifer Coolidge, I think, escapes catastrophe. Yeah, I'm not. We do have the word peace within catastrophe. Oh, no, we don't. There's only one E. Ignore that. Catastrophe, of course, could be an anagram indicator, but yeah, could be anagram peace. But Coolidge escapes. So actually, escapes has peace within it. Um, Coolidge. What else does Coolidge mean? No. Penny, a migrant, healed bird. I'm thinking it may be. It is a bird. Finally, I got another one. Penny could be, excuse me, D from the old money, but I think it's P, and then an anagram of a migrant would give us a ptarmigan. I think it's a type of seabird, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it is a bird, but it's not a seabird. It lives in upland, tundra type conditions. All right, let's go back to the Downs. I don't think I have anything new for some of these, but let's try fixing craps game. I'm an employer of dirty tricks. Well, fixing definitely sounds like wordplay, so I think it must be dirty tricks or an employer of dirty tricks. Yeah, a I'm thinking that must be another E. It could be an I or an A. Employer of dirty tricks. No, not seeing it. Uh, Craps game is 9 letters plus I'm an, I suppose. All right, we'll try the newfangled anagram helper. Yeah, we have loads of A's, so I think it must be EAR. Yeah, something like a card sharp, I'm thinking, or a confidence man. No, I'm. Oh, a smear campaign. There we go. I got close enough to it that I was able to work it out. And I suppose a smear campaign actually, I think, is an example of a dirty trick. But anyway, so now our proposes. Oh, sets. Yeah, factions could be sets. And the Americans' holiday would be the 4th of July. So that's where the 4th is coming in. All right, this must be off. I think if a joke is blue, it can be off. And then rotten apricot or salmon. Ooh, off color. That's it. So rotten is off, and then apricot or salmon are colors, and then blue an off color joke. This is looking like Horace, but I don't get the dance. I was thinking about a hop would be a dance. Oh, maybe there is a dance called a hora. Let me look that up. Yes, it is a dance originating in the Balkans. So there we go. It's a new one on me. All right, it arrives after November and it's 13 and I mean, the word occur fits, but what that has to do with anything, I do not know. It arrives, I mean, if something occurs, you might say it arrives after of course, November is N in the NATO alphabet, so O, I think, is just it comes after November. And it's 13 and a half. Oh, Oscar. Ah, yes, of course. So November, Oscar, Papa, I think. And I suppose the Oscar is 13 and a half inches tall. Goodness gracious. Not much money for pair of singers. Pair of singer. I immediately think of like a tenor, but I don't think it's that. Penny Lane. No, I don't see it. Underworld, hack rejected, secretive body part. I am wondering if it's one of the mythological underworlds. A hack is a journalist, but it can also be a carriage. Rejected sounds like we're going to reverse that. And then a word for secretive, maybe followed by body part. We have a G. I don't think it's going to be leg. No. Figuratively, olive oil. Head, Bialystok resident. Wow. Oh, I'm thinking olive oil was very tall and thin. So I think figuratively she would be called a beanpole. But how is that head Bialystok resident? I mean, is Bialystok in Poland? Let me pause and look that up. All right, I think it's actually pronounced Białystok because the L has that little line through it. But it is in Poland, in northeast Poland. So I'm wondering if I'm thinking head might be a typo and it should be heard because you've been Polish, been Pole. That's the best I can come up with. Let me make a note of it and we will check at 15 squared at the end. All right. Oh, let's finish off the downs. Operatic villain, maybe little green man, one with big ears. Why do elephants have big ears? Because Noddy wouldn't pay the ransom. Who is an operatic villain? I'm thinking that's going to be the answer. Maybe a title character. Maybe Little Green Man sounds like a Martian. Um, but an alien is often E.T. And then one with big ears. I mean, that could be a jug or something like that. A ewer. No. Doctor issued cause of atrophy. I think cause of atrophy is the definition, and I think it's going to be something like DR for doctor, or maybe MD or OM. Is OM? MO, medical officer. MO, and then issued something like sent. Yeah, don't see it. Athlete coming from rear in preliminaries. So I think we may have a hidden clue with a reversal, but with the M there, it would have to be Ranim. I don't know, is there a famous athlete? Oh no, sorry, a miler. Oh goodness gracious, yeah, I was looking at completely messing up which direction in rear, or I was trying to finish with the M instead of course, starting with it, but a miler, definitely an athlete. All right, seek treasure, perhaps, in small island, shady place. I think seek treasure, perhaps, could be the definition. I don't know, or maybe that's going to go inside of S for small, and then maybe we have an island at the end, and we have seek treasure perhaps in the middle, and it's going to be a shady place. No, I don't see it. Section of Villanova, home to vaqueros. Okay, that's our old friend. This comes up an awful lot. I wonder why, with the Llano hidden within Villanova. Chewing on something hard, golf ball. Um, Golf could be the letter G, again from the phonetic alphabet, and ball could be an O. Chewing on something. No. Game, canine evacuated, cutting cheese. Well, canine evacuated would be CE, and maybe then the CE cuts or goes inside a cheese, which is often brie. Yeah, it's not CE, it's a dog, DG, going inside of the brie, and the game is bridge. All right, here's our underworld. Oh, I'm wondering if the body part could be hand. Hack rejected. Or gland, maybe? Yeah, underworld. Something land is possible, and then the wordplay has gland. Don't see that one, unfortunately. All right, right-hand side was the easy one today. Here's our interest. Well, so it's not shelled fair ending in AR. Could it be FE, shelled, meaning just take the shell? But ending in FE doesn't seem very likely. Tenerife. Anyway, let me pause and just try and come up with a phrase for interest. No, I'm not getting this one at all. I do think maybe interest expressed is something you would exclaim when you are interested, like, oh my, I don't know what that might be. But it doesn't explain the E at the end if it is an anagram of two sailors. Oh, I should come back though to think about my tar. Yeah. Anyway, good news is I looked up in my green tea, worked out the anagram of that. It was not what I was expecting, but I presume Joan of Arc, she was very young and she was a teenager when executed. So now we get a nice, well, not so nice tea, stripped of crown, old king put back. Well, old would be O, king K or R. Yeah, so I think that's going to be put back or reversed inside of king's birthplace. So then I think stripped of crown must be the definition. So it could be RO. Would the RO go there? Stripped of crown. Could be THRO. Is that going to be an ED ending? I don't know. And this is our horny beast, seen in much of. Yeah, well, the old sod is Ireland, and Ireland ends with eland, which is a horned beast. All right. Ooh, I like that. D now. Removing cap, splash in mud. Oh, I think it is. Oh, this is, I think, a very American reference, if I'm right, because the Oddfellows are one of those fraternal organizations that are very popular in the United States. And I think where they gather is called a lodge. I'm curious if those of you in the UK would have heard of Oddfellows and would know they gather in a lodge. But let's see the wordplay. One thing well, it seems to me like the clue once it's solved is harder to read. Now that's maybe one downside of the new design. But removing cap, splash in mud. I'm wondering about splodge, but yeah, I'm not sure how to decipher that. Of course, I could be completely wrong and it's nothing to do with the Oddfellows and their lodge. But anyway, so what would that do to stripped of crown? And what's the king's birthplace now that would go around the outside? Let me pause and ponder. Well, I'm sure Mike is shouting at the screen that when I see king, I should immediately think of the one true king, the only king, and that is Elvis Presley, the boy from Tupelo. All right, so stripped of crown, old king, put back. I don't get the wordplay at all, so we'll have to check 15 squared for that. Oh, it's old King Cole, of course. Yeah, and stripped of his C and then put back. And then the word put is back. Yes, of course. Just have to follow the instructions. The reason I got that actually was not thinking of Elvis, which I should have, definitely. But I did glance at 2 down and wondered if that might be piano bar. I think Yank may be mixing up Casablanca, unless there's another Rick who played in a piano bar. But I think the definition is where Rick played. Softly is piano and a bit of solid gold. Well, you might get it in a bar, an ingot. All right, top half done. Uh, Southeast more or less done. All right, don't really have anything extra for that one, do I? Yeah, the bottom half is looking terrible. Chewing on something. Hard can be H, I think, from pencils. Ball, of course, could be a dance of some kind. No, I think the one I should be able to get, I'm just not seeing it, is this interest expressed. Let me pause, think about my TARs, my ABs, salt. Well, I thought earlier of steak tartare, but put it out of mind. But I think that is the answer, and I think the definition is simply fair, which is, I think, a little unfair because there's so many things that are fair. I think there could be some sort of adjective to narrow it down a little bit. Um, but anyway, interest, I think if you have a stake in something, stake, but it's expressed, and so that's a homophone to give us the stake. Two sailors are two tars, and the shelling is of the word sea to remove the S and the A and just leave the E. All right. So does that help with my underworld? Oh, gangland. I like that. Let's see if I can work out why that might be. Hack. I think it might be a word for hack. That's, well, rejected could be a reversal, but maybe. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if. Oh, a nag is a horse, which is a hack. So, okay, a hack rejected an old horse. Okay. And then why is. Oh, secretive. It secretes things. I don't know if you can say secretive for something that secretes. I don't think the language works that way, but anyway, I'm fairly confident that is right. Ooh, so it's not a penny, not much money, a pittance. Oh, well, there's Peter, Paul, and Mary. Can Peter, Paul, I think it would be a pair of singers, but does that mean not much money? Uh, means this one, the first word would end in A for a shady place. Sauna. No. I'm wondering if the island could be the French eel. Maybe. Shady place. No, I don't like that. Anyway, back to my not much money. Pair of singers. Patty Page. Um, no. All right, I think I'm going to have to give up from this one and go to wordplays.com and see if I see some. I think I'll look up that phrase Peter Paul first and see if that maybe it's rhyming slang for not much at all. I don't know. Ah, no, it is the last names of two American singers, and it would mean a small amount of money that you might keep in an office, for example. Petty cash. Yeah, should have got that one without going to word plays, but that's all right. So it is an A after all. Yeah, let me pause and ponder that. Well, I got this by looking again at Shady Place and the last word and thinking, oh, it could be some kind of dive. But small is S, the island is Cuba, and to seek treasure perhaps is the definition for scuba dive. I think the percentage of people who scuba dive to seek treasure is probably less than 1%, but anyway, maybe Yank knows more about it than I do. Let's see, it gives us a nice U there. Doctor issued. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking DR is more likely. DROU? DRAU? Not dropsy. There is something in the back of my mind, some old illness maybe, cause of atrophy. But then issued. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go to Wikipedia and look up the word atrophy. Well, there are a lot of causes of atrophy, wasting away of muscles, etc. So I really was at a loss of what this could be. Then I realized, of course, doctor we often see as an anagram indicator. And an anagram of issued is disuse, which I think is a very rare word. I don't come across disuse that often. I suppose you do. Maybe you do. Anyway, disuse. All right, are chewing on something hard now. I think it is. Oh, teething. Oh, this is very clever. A golf ball might be described as a thing on a tee or a tea thing. I like that. All right, Coolidge escapes. Where's this Y coming from? And is that going to be a word for peace? Oh, I should see a word for peace. I something Y. ITY. But I don't get the wordplay. Maybe there is some type of catastrophe that has Calvin within it, and you take away Calvin and you're left with this peace word. Avalanche. No. Oh, here's my operatic villain. Maybe Little Green Man. One with big ears. Well, I'm wondering if the ET comes at the end and it's one with big ears. A tea set? I don't know. Oh, an antenna, of course. Rabbit ears. Um, who's the operatic villain then? Not Boris Goodenough. Operatic villain. No, I think I'm going to have to go to word plays. Probably for my peace word, I definitely should get this, but I need to move along. I think it must be unity. I suppose unity would be peace. But I still don't see how Coolidge escapes catastrophe. No, and I have no idea who my operatic villain might be from Wagner. One with big ears, so it's not tea set. Cup set. Russet. Yeah, let me pause and run through the alphabet. Well, I got as far as B, and I was thinking, oh, a basset hound has very big ears. And I had seen, as well as Unity, possibly Amity, although I think that's better known nowadays as the little town in Jaws. But I think Amity is peace, and that's actually probably a better answer than Unity. So operatic. Well, I mean, a bass voice. Maybe the bass traditionally is the voice used for a villain. I think that might be it. And then our ET. All right, let's see if the check all button works. Oh, and let's see if they've put in something to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put in a deliberately wrong letter here and do my check all. They still... Oh, let me see if they even highlight the one that's wrong. No. So pity they didn't implement that. That would have been nice. Anyway, let's check all again. Oh yeah, you don't have to confirm check all anymore. I think that's good. I mean, I never saw the point of confirming it. Anyway, looks like everything is still there. Let's go over to 15 squared, see what they think about the crossword today, and also those who solve online what they think about the new layout. All right, the blog today is by Manehi, Fun Solve, variety of general knowledge. Yeah, I think I followed most of the crosses apart from 20. Oh, yeah, so Calvin, I don't know, is Cal... I would never have thought of abbreviating Calvin Coolidge to Cal. Anyway, that's removed from calamity. Okay, that does make sense. And then there were quite a few downs I didn't get. So where Rick played, yeah, reference to the bar owned by Rick, but I think it should have been where Sam played. To me, would have been a much fairer clue. Lodge, sure enough, the Oddfellows are a fraternal order. Plodge, I think I've heard... The definition here is splash in mud, but isn't there something arts and crafty that people do with plodge, if I'm not mistaken? Anyway, then I got these until we get to gangland. Yeah, a body part that secretes. And bean is head. So okay, so it's not a homophone, it's just your head is your bean. And a Pole, resident of Bialystok, all right. And bass is the voice used for the operatic villain, maybe, all right. Yes, a very cryptically, trickily, the maybe went with the little green man, but it actually goes with the operatic villain. And then I think anagram of issued. All right. There we go. Thank you, Muffin. Shouldn't two down be Sam rather than Rick? Ooh, Paul thought it was a bit heavy on obscure general knowledge. It was Rick's bar, but Sam played the piano. Yeah, I wonder how many of the commenters here solve on paper. I think quite a lot. Only think of Max Bialystok, yeah. Oh, we have to accept the setter's name tells us there'll be lots of unannounced Americanisms, but very uncomfortable with many of them. Oh, how? Oh, yeah, I don't know. To me, the term old sod, maybe it is used more often in the US, but I would have thought most British people would have come across that and the Nike swoosh. I think maybe though he does make a fair point about the two steps removed, Calvin to Cal, holiday to 4th of July to 4th. And then, yeah, I would agree with his nitpicking about scuba. Yeah, yeah, just seeing if anyone is referring to the new layout, but I think everyone seems to be solving on paper or maybe on the phone. I solve on a phone. Anna, I'd better not comment on this puzzle. Yeah, I don't get why you would make a comment saying I'd better not comment. That's like people who put in their Facebook feed like, oh, don't ask me or yeah, what's going on? Looking for a little bit of attention. Anyway, Sam who played swooshes was one of the easier ones, yeah. Ooh, someone doesn't like having to know Elvis's birthplace. Ah, so here finally someone says, anyone else find the presentation has changed? Not pleased. Yeah, I think whenever you roll out a new design, I think the majority of people just don't, we don't like change as humans, but I think we'll get used to it. And I think there were some things I liked, especially having the letters be a little bit bigger when you solve. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks as always for watching and sticking with this one. Thanks as always for watching and have a great day.